Even though tattoos are a mainstream body art, women who get them are often stereotyped as promiscuous, hard-drinking, and impulsive because we cannot still seem to let go of this notion that if a woman's body attracts attention, it's an open invitation. To see just how IRL this is, I asked lady fans over at Stuff I Never Told You's Facebook page whether their tattoos ever attract unwanted or uncomfortable attention. And you know what? It was even worse than I thought. Brienne said, "I've had plenty of stupid comments like, how will you get a husband with all of those? Aren't you worried how your tattoos will look when you're older?" Kelly said, "I got a lower back tattoo at age 16. Immediately, I began getting comments and touches from strangers." Kara said, "I had a lady wet paper a towel and try to wipe mine off." Megan says, "I always wonder how many tattooed men hear that too familiar cliche of, tattoos are ugly. Why would you ruin yourself?" Krista said, "I've gotten asked, why do you do that to yourself? You're such a pretty girl." I've been hit on in regard to being tattooed and have been verbally assaulted with homophobic slurs based on my tattoos that are lesbian signifiers. Kayla said, "One time a man actually asked if he could lick my tattoo." Jordan said, "Some guy in the grocery store once grabbed my arm without so much as saying hello, just so he could see my tattoos." Jenny said, "I got my tattoo at 17. It gave old creeps an extra reason to drag their fingers down my arm, asking what it meant. But nah, we don't need feminism." Victoria said, and this is scary, "I have a pretty big chest piece and I've had men grab my shirt trying to pull it down to look at the entire piece. My tattoos are for me. They aren't for men to try and explore." Jessica said, "A man once grabbed my arms and asked me if my mother was proud of me. I told him she paid for them." Farrah said, "Yesterday while I was at a pub with my partner, I walked to the bar and the stranger grabbed my arm, and when I asked him to let it go, he said he was just checking out my tattoos and that I should be grateful for the attention and tried to kiss me. Honestly, what is wrong with people?" Chris said, "One guy said he didn't like my ink and asked me what I would do if I wore a strapless wedding dress." There was so much idiocy to unpack in his statement. Jamie said, "I've had a guy once pull up my shirt to get a better look. It was a former coworker who was shocked a good girl like me would have a tattoo, much less a large one on her back." Francisca said, "An older gentleman asked me, 'Who made me get a tattoo?' As if I didn't make my own choice about my body." Joanna said, "Horrifyingly, mostly men, but occasionally women will grab my arm and shoulder to look at those tattoos and will then ask me what they mean after basically trying to rub me down. Personal space, people." Chantal said, "A few months after getting my first tattoo on my upper back, I went to a pool party at my friend's parents' house. Her tipsy dad asked me, 'Is it true that girls with tattoos are easier?' Chloe said, 'I love when people show interest in my tattoos. I put a lot of money, time, and effort into them, so it's nice when people appreciate that. If people ask to see them, no problem, but just don't grab my arm. I'm confused as to how people who do that don't realize how weird it is. Maybe I'll start grabbing people back. Might turn into a weird wrestling match.'" So here's a tattoo pro tip. Look with your eyes, not with your hands. Or your rude questions that nobody wants to answer. And what's up with these spirit fingers?